I'm Helen, I'm the awards coordinator for Greener Festival, and I can't sit down actually. And I'm just here to tell you a little bit about Greener Festival and about the awards, and forgive me all the people that know about us already, but there's some new people here, so we'll just go over that. You've probably met Claire and Ben already. Do you know, I've got my cards. Never mind, I'll try and wing it. I'm the UK and European administrator, and we have Amy G, who coordinates in Australia. And we all have a background in arts, events or science. We have a shared philosophy at Greener Festival, and that is we want to share information and our experiences, and we do this in a number of ways. One of those is our website. Could you just forgive me a minute? I am just going to go and get my card. Sorry about this.
No worries.
Right.
I've got my notes and my cards.
Do you want to come up to the screen?
But just out of interest, has anyone here applied for the awards already? No, I'm fine. Did very well. Have we got any other AGF award winners yet?
Festival?
I'm not sure where Katie and Kate are actually. They're earlier. Oh, right, another winner.
Otherwise, they've gone upstairs.
Yeah, I've got it upstairs.
Glastonbury?
And how many festivals?
Glastonbury? I'll take full credit for that. I don't actually do that there, but I'm now going to take full credit for Glastonbury.
Well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, sorry about that, minor glitch. We do that by mainly through our website, and Ben writes a blog for us. Well, we all contribute to a blog, but Ben mainly writes a blog for us, which goes out via Facebook and Twitter. We've got 2,600 Facebook followers and nearly 2,000 Twitter followers. The other things we do are the awards scheme, which I'm going to talk about a little bit in a moment. We also have Great Big Green Ideas, which is a competition to find innovative solutions to problems at festivals, and we ask anyone, audiences or organisers, to submit their ideas. We also run a green insurance scheme. We've been doing ongoing research with Bucks-New University, and you did a study last year in 2012. We've a new campaign called Festival Wood, which I'll talk about a little bit more later on. We support quite a few different campaigns, one of which is Love Your Tent, and we are also supporting Powerful Thinking, which is through Green Festival Alliance and Julie's Bicycle. And then Luke, Ben and Claire work relentlessly addressing audiences about what we do and delivering training. So the awards came from an original piece of research by Claire, and this was followed up by Bucks-New Uni in 2008. What Claire established was a checklist of things events could do in order to lessen their impact, and that now forms the self-assessment and assessors form for the awards. This is reviewed annually, and we take feedback annually to review that checklist which forms the awards. What that research identified in the very beginning was that audiences were unhappy with the green standards of events. What the 2012 audience research results showed us is that that's not really changed that much. But the interesting thing that has changed is that 43.1% of those surveyed, that's 2,300 people, they claimed that they'd changed their behaviour as a result of green initiatives that they'd seen that they'd seen at a festival. So the process of the awards, we'd like it to change this year. It's going to change slightly in that we're imposing a deadline for 2013 awards of the 30th of April. We're asking people that want to apply to email me with that request. We'll then request that the award application fee is paid, and then I will go to our volunteers and assign an independent assessor. At that point, we know you're applying, and so what we're doing is we're asking that you could submit your self-assessment form 1 month in advance of your event. This gives the assessors a chance to go through it and check everything. It also it's vital. The assessment can't really happen without your input, and so that self-assessment form forms the basis of your volunteers' report, and they will use that as a checklist to look at all the things you're doing. It's also an opportunity for you to shout about what you're doing and tell us all the great things you're doing. Our assessor's job is it's a positive role to find all the good things that you're doing at your event and give you the recognition for that. So once we have your self-assessment, your assessor will get in touch and make contact and arrange a meeting on site during your event. And then at that meeting, that's an opportunity for them to pose questions to you about the responses you've put into your self-assessment. And actually, it's good, they're your eyes and ears on the ground. So if there are things that you said you're doing that are not being done in quite that way, they can give you that feedback, and you can look into that. I mean, I can think of a couple of examples where I found that the cups that were being used were not what had been said in the self-assessment, and there was hundreds of caterers, and that one caterer that was using the wrong kind of cup was contaminating that waste stream, and that would result in their recycling figures going down. So it's really important that you can get that feedback if there's something that's not quite right. The award fee has gone up slightly this year. In the UK it's £210, and it's the local equivalent. All the details of that are on the award pages on the website. So the assessor's looking for the festival as a whole, and they're looking for improvements. So we ask festivals to submit figures for waste, for CO2, for water consumption, and what we're looking for year on year is improvements in that. So if it's your first year of applying for the awards, then that's a good time to establish a system for calculating and sort of making concrete the methods of which you're going to calculate those things year on year, so you have a good comparison. And if you're measuring CO2, like Julie's bicycle, for example, they have a really useful tool for calculating your CO2, and if you always do it in the same way, you can show improvement. We're looking for evidence to support your report, and Amy G wrote a list of actually what we request in our, it's really long. That's the list of the evidence that we request, and we don't expect everyone to be able to do all of that, but as much evidence as you can support. At the bare minimum, your environmental policy, but like waste figures, any paperwork, communications with your staff, they're all really really important for giving as much detail as possible to the committee when they come and look at all of the reports. We're looking for effective synergies, we're looking for innovation, but ultimately we're looking for a company, organisation, a group of people that have sustainability in their heart, you know, and all of our outstanding festivals have been able to show that. So these are the categories that the award, the assessment looks at, and Nico, he's just there. He's done some analysis of the 2012 awards, and so I'm just going to basically just show you some stats from last year's awards, award winners of what they achieved. 100%, all of our award winners had an environmental policy. These came in various different shapes and sizes. There's not really one document that fits all. It kind of depends on the event and it depends on your resources. 82% undertook an environmental impact study. What I would say is there's an awful lot of paperwork involved for some people in doing this, and so it's just very useful if we can see that. And then all of every single festival had a sustainability coordinator, but some of the smaller festivals, they weren't full time; they might have been part time or temporary. Okay, so 78% of festivals measured CO2 emitted and 100% publicised and promoted. Oh, there's a really horrible picture of some of the things that happened in last year. 100% publicised, promoted public transport. I mean, this was done sort of in all sorts of ways, from busking on buses to dedicated travel pages, and really unique ideas for discouraging car use. So, I mean, one festival encouraged bike tours, and whoever led the bike tour got a free ticket. I mean, you know, there's all sorts of ideas you can come up with to discourage people from bringing their cars. Having a dedicated area for lift share or carpooling is relatively easy, and there are companies that do this, do make it really easy, and they'll do you a dedicated page, and you know, you can link that through, or you can have that on your website. And then finally, 54% applied a portion of their car parking charges to green issues. This is down year on year, but I think that's probably a sign of our economic times. Everyone's feeling the pinch and they can't perhaps afford to put that money into green issues. Okay, so 95% of our events had a policy aimed at reducing greenhouse gas, and 83% of festivals used at least some renewable energy sources. This is amazing. Like 17% of our events were wholly powered by sustainable energy sources, and yeah, I just feel I need to name check them because they're amazing. Rock the Green, Symbiosis Gathering, Sled Island, Sunrise Celebration, Light in a Bottle, Malmo Festivalen, Oya Festivalen and Primavera Sound managed to run their events completely, and some of those are enormous events. That was done through lots of different ways. I mean, like Primavera Sound are quite lucky in that their grid electricity is powered by solar. So, I mean, it was a bit easier for them than, say, some of the other festivals that had to do a combination of solar and biofuel. Yeah, so, I mean, they used solar, biodiesel, grid electricity, kinetic and wind. So that final statistic, 88% of festivals use LEDs or energy efficient lighting. They're sort of the top 5 ways of saving energy, and I mean they're all quite simple. They're all quite easy ways of saving energy and being more efficient. So 83% of our events ban non-recyclable products, and 85% of events composted food waste. They did this using biodigesters or sustainable food waste management systems. 40% of events use compostable toilets, but the point about this is lots and lots and lots of events wanted to but couldn't, and were restricted by legislation. And then 59% of events report that campsite waste and tents is a huge problem. Now this is probably one of my biggest bugbears, and you know, this is one of the things that I've been kind of working to highlight. The wet weather didn't help last year, and it makes things really, really difficult with encouraging audiences to take their tents home. Events have started salvaging metal from campsites, and I mean you all know that you know, they welcome charities and groups to take materials for arts projects, but it's just a tiny, tiny proportion. And one event that I worked on reported more than 100 tonnes of campsite waste going to landfill. And I mean that must be the size of a football pitch. It's an enormous problem, and something that we really need to do something about. So these are the stats about local environment. I mean, to summarise all of the results from the 2012 awards, it's really good news. Like, if the events that take part in our awards are improving, and they are becoming greener, and the data that Nico analyses each year shows quite a lot of improvement. So the winners, we had 42 winners last year, and they operate in 4 continents. And we welcomed Universo Parallelo, who got commended award, and Rockin' the Daisies, who got highly commended. Rockin' the Daisies is our first South African festival. And then we had 8 outstanding. So we had 4 categories, from improving on the first steps, commended, highly commended, and outstanding, for truly outstanding events. And we had 8 of those this year, and we're really proud of all of their achievements. We also, the assessors nominated, as part of their assessment, they write 200-word synopsis about the event that they attend, and in that we asked them to write 3 innovative things that they liked about the event, and from these the assessors nominated these outstanding solutions for our Green Inspiration Award. So yeah, we thought those were fabulous, and it's actually the assessors that nominated those. So once you've applied for awards, if you win an award, there's an opportunity to be presented your award at the UK Festival Awards. And then this year Ben was also at Eurosonic Norderslag in January, and we're also giving festivals the opportunity today to be awarded their award and take that photo opportunity. So the advantages of being a part of the awards is that your team gets recognition. It's a benchmark, it's good for you to evaluate your event and recognise the gaps and the things that you could do quite simply to lessen your impact. It's a good opportunity to network, it's good PR, you'll be meeting your audience expectations, And then we like to think it's accessible for everyone and that it's not exclusive. But ultimately, the AGF Awards help you to achieve specific steps that have an immediate impact. So we also get press interest from the awards, and this comes through the events themselves. It also comes from the press releases that we send out following the announcements of the awards. We also offer Robertson Taylor, our sponsor, is able to offer award winners discounted event insurance if they can sign up to at least 5 of the 16 initiatives that we've approved. Okay, so Festival Wood is a new campaign that we've been working towards, and it's we are busy, or have been busy, encouraging people to donate £5 per tree so that we can restore the Caledonian forest. You can donate through our website or through Trees for Life. And we're also encouraging people to come with us. We're going to go and do some tree planting again in the spring, and it's really good. We had a great time last time we went. And we're encouraging people to come and join us. In particular, if you've donated trees, you can actually plant those trees. And we're really proud that that festivals have contributed and planted 653 trees already. It's amazing. It's a great achievement. So why go green? Well, I think for one thing, it's our responsibility to kind of take care of the impact we have on our environment. It's our planet and it's our responsibility. It's what our audiences want. It could save money, but it's increasingly important to have environmental policies in place, and customer and user expectations are changing, and new legislation is coming into effect, and to sort of do it now, you're going to be ahead of the game. It's important to structure this change now. So these are the other resources and places you could go to kind of help you on that journey. Thankfully that's it from me. If anyone's got any feedback or questions, or if any of the rest of our team, so Trees are here, Claire is over there and Ben's at the back, if anyone's got anything to add, that would be great.
Can I just say that Helen's been very ill, very ill, and I'm very grateful she turned up today.
Thanks.
Because if she hadn't turned up, we've had no session, so thank you.
Yeah.